Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video talking to you about this backpack here. This is from OreGear, and it is their Legion Day Pack. I've been using this thing for a few months, from everything from hiking to even using it for school. For those of you who don't know, pretty much my main quote-unquote job right now is being a full-time student on the GI Bill, and then I do these videos on the side when I can. So I've been getting a lot of use out of this thing and a lot of different usage types, I guess. What I really wanted to do in this video is go over some of the pros and cons, kind of how I have it set up, the type of things that I keep in this pack, and then hopefully it'll help you decide whether this is something you want to invest in, or maybe if you want to look at some of the other backpacks that OreGear makes. I do have one other of their packs right now, the Marius pack, which I'll be doing a review of hopefully within the next couple weeks. But after my experience with this one, just really quick, I'm going to say I plan on trying to get some of the more of their backpacks in the future, just because I've had such a good experience with this one so far. So first, let me go ahead and just go over what I have in the pack, which is going to allow me to empty all its contents so that I can show you a little bit more in detail what it looks like on the inside, what type of storage compartments you have, and what the actual build features look like. So first, right off the bat, here on the side, I have, I believe it's called the Cremina. If I got that wrong, I'll put it down below. But it's basically an accessory pouch. In it, I have a SOG Power Lock. If you guys have seen my review I did on these, it is easily my favorite full-size multi-tool. And I just have that lashed on the MOLLE here on the side. So this is its own separate entity. It does not come with it, but I added it on. Here, again, attached to the MOLLE, does not come with it, is the Leatherman Raptor. It's basically the trauma shears that that Leatherman makes. It's a really great option for anyone who carries medical supplies. Odds are you might find yourself in a position where you need to use some shears, and so I have those there. Again, doesn't come with it. And then I also have two Grimlocks up here on the side in case I need to attach anything. Again, doesn't come with it. Here on the front, I'll go ahead and open up the main compartment here. As you can see, you got MOLLE on the front, as well as a Velcro patch for some whatever patches you want. I got a headlamp in here, some gum. Let's see, this will be good for me because it's been a while since I've put stuff in here, so it'll refresh my memory as what I have in here. I have a little mini survival kit, as well as some jute twine. Let's see, I think these are Strike Force strikers. These are the best ferro rod strikers I've ever used. Let's see. Got a compass, a Right in the Rain pen. Got some water filtration. Honestly, I think I'll just leave that in there because you should be able to get an idea of what those pouches look like once I bring it in closer. But I got some water filtration there. Up here, in what I believe is what they call their protected eyeglasses pouch, I have a beard comb because, why not? Some more gum. You might notice a trend there. Some pepper spray, a emergency inhaler for my girlfriend, some writing utensils, again from being a student, and then some maintenance stuff for guns. Alright, and then on this side, again attached to the MOLLE, I have the OreGear EDC pouch. Again, this does not come on the pack. This is something I added because of an issue that I'll probably talk about once I break this thing open. So let me go ahead and open up the main compartment here. In it I have, again, I'll probably leave all the contents in this pouch since you'll be able to see it once I bring it in close. I got a beanie, some emergency blanket, and some basically IR lights. I got a AR-15 maintenance kit from Otis. I have a little night vision monocular. It's not a very good one. Probably won't even review it because it's such not a good one, but I got it really cheap on Amazon, so figured why not, right? Bivy sack, little miscellaneous survival kit, some painkillers. This thing is awesome. This is a loopholed rangefinder that I recently picked up. I've been using this a ton. Absolutely love it. I'll be doing a review of it hopefully in the near future. I want to get a lot more use with it though before I do that. Some SKD pig gloves, in case I want gloves, and then I got a few Cliff Bars in here because it's always a good thing to have on hand, in my opinion. Quick energy if I need it. This probably won't stay in here like this for very long, but it's a SERC4, I think is what the nomenclature is for it. Basically one of the SE4 knives, great survival knife. Baofeng radio. The sling that goes on one of my rifles. I don't know why I took it off, but it's in there. Another little miscellaneous EDC items. And a badge holder, I think, from TriggerCon that I never used because I used my one from SHOT Show. And another writing utensil that probably shouldn't be there. Oh, and then a Vortex Solo. This I really need to do a review on. I've had it for ages. It's basically a ranging monocular. It's pretty excellent. So I'll probably do a review on this again, like I said, in the near future. But now that I got most of the contents out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer and let you see what it looks like inside the pack, what the storage options look like, and what kind of organizational options you have. So back here you have a nice padded compartment. It's got a nice lining on it. So if you have like a MacBook, I'm not sure what size. My guess, if I had to just make an assumption, definitely a 13-inch, maybe 15. I'm not 100%. Let me see. I printed out the spec sheet just in case. Okay, I don't see it say anything about it, but I would say comfortably you could probably fit a 13-inch laptop, maybe a little bit bigger. You do have a couple of retention straps back here, which have come in handy. Sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, but I have carried a broken down AR-15 in here, like either a pistol or an SBR, and I'll do the upper and the lower. And this does a really good job of keeping it isolated, keeping it from moving around too much, so I can still have other stuff in here and not have it get in the way. Makes it easier to pull out that way too, because these are basically buckles, so you can take it apart really easily. The entire lining on the inside of here, again, is that really nice soft material. I'm assuming you could probably stick like a Velcro holster to that and it would probably hold, but it is really good for if you have electronics or anything like that in here, say a laptop. It's going to be very soft against it and keep it protected. Now, one of the things I want to mention about this pack is, those of you who may or may not know, I was at TriggerCon and they were wanding people at the door, not allowing any sort of weapons, knives, or anything like that in there. So me and the Haas USMC, who also has a Legion Day Pack, we were able to basically bring in little revolvers by stowing it way back in here. Again, I was definitely upset that they were wanting people, but we figured out a way to make it work because I refuse to go into a place unarmed, especially a place like that. So we were able to conceal pistols in there, even though they were doing bag checks. So just something to keep in mind. Not telling you what to do or to break the law or anything like that, but just letting you know what some options are. One thing you'll probably notice is how I have this opened up right now. You do have the full clamshell design, which I really, really like. I like being able to just open it all the way up and pack stuff in there, especially when you're loading it full of stuff for backpacking or like an overnight trip or something like that and you got clothes. It makes it really easy to stack everything in there neatly and keep things really organized. So I really like that. But other than this main pocket here and these little straps, there's really no organization for this part of the back. That'll take us to this area. This is the only organization you have. Let me reposition this. This is the only organization you have for the inside compartment here. And this is kind of where we start to get to the point where I'm going to talk about things that I'm not a huge fan of, and that is the lack of organization in this pack. So you just have one mesh pocket in here, and really that's it, other than the main compartment. So I have a map in here. I got like I think it's a nylon spoon, some duct tape, some lip balm if I need it. And because of the way it sits against the front here, if you overload this part, it's going to start pushing out the front, and if you overload the front, it's going to start pushing out here. So you do have to kind of constrain yourself and keep mostly flat things in here, I would recommend. So again, things like the map or the little mini roll of duct tape should work pretty well. This is not a storage compartment in here. This actually corresponds to the front of it, which I'll get to now since we're pretty much done covering what's in here. So as far as this front flap here, you do have a a little zipper pocket here on the top, which again allows you to store some stuff. That's where I had that little mini survival kit and the jute twine for fire starting. You do also have a headphone jack for it, so that also goes to the outside. So if you want to put a cellular device or some sort of music playing device in here, you can feed that out if you need to. And then you do have two pockets here. This is where I normally have a little Write in the Rain notebook and pen, and then I also had my little compass in there. And then we have just the one mesh pocket right here, very similar to the one on the inside, which I already showed you. I just have the hydration stuff in there right now and some hand sanitizer. Again, I was pretty disappointed with the lack of organization in here. I know some people don't like organization pockets. Some people love them. I wish there was just one or two more little pouches for me to put stuff. Otherwise, I have to put stuff in here loose, which the pocket does go down pretty low, so you can fit plenty in there. I just wish there was a little bit more options for organization straight out of the pack. And then up here you have your little eyewear case. It's again nice and padded. So for me, given that I wear prescription lenses, I always have, especially if I'm wearing sunglasses, I have to have some sort of container to hold either my prescription regular transparent lenses or my tinted lenses. So just as an example of what will fit in here, here's a Ray-Ban sunglasses case. Fits in there no problem with plenty of room left over. And then here is a larger Oakley case, which still fits in there. Now, I know a lot of other manufacturers' packs will not at all fit those eyeglasses cases, but this one actually will. Now, again, because of the soft padding, you probably could get away with just leaving your eyeglasses loose in here, but I would never do that. I'm too paranoid, so that is that. One thing I want to mention is you'll notice the carry handle is attached to the flap that opens up. I kind of wish it was the other way so that I could hang up the pack, say, you know, especially if I'm going camping or something like that. And especially if I'm hammock camping, I like to have a carabiner on my pack and have it hanging from either the cable that I'm sleeping on or directly connected to the tree. In which case I could then open up the pack and get to what I need to. But because the carry handle is attached to the front flap here, you can't really do that. Is that a deal breaker? No. But I do prefer having that carry handle back here, which, as you'll see in the future video I'm going to do on the Marius pack, they do actually have it there. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I do want to mention one thing. One thing that I like about all Kenai backpacks is the way you can just open up this top flap right here. Wanted to move the camera there so you could see this, but you can tell that this thing, once it opens up from the top, it works really well to still get into whatever's in there without having to open it up all the way. And what I'll typically do is I'll have this in the car next to me in the passenger seat, leaning up against the seat, and I'll have my sunglasses or whatever I might need in here, so I can just reach in even while I'm driving. I have plenty of access into here, and I can even visually see what's going on in there, so I can get to what I need to. This may not seem like a big deal, but once you get one and you spend some time with it, you'll absolutely adore this feature. This is honestly one of my favorite things about the Kenai packs that I've used so far, both this and the Marius pack. I love the way it opens up like that. Again, may not seem like much, but I'm telling you, once you have it, it's going to be hard to go back to anything else. And then one other thing I wanted to mention on the outside. So again, actually before I forget to, you do have a hydration pouch back here. You have the place to hang your hydration pouch from, and it's nice and soft here. And then obviously, like you saw with me, I had an MRE back here with the Brownie. So you can do whatever you want with that. It is worth noting, I don't really see any good ways to feed the hose out from back there. So you can just choose where these zippers go, and then you can feed out from there. Speaking of which, these are YKK zippers, and most of them do have a locking ability. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see that from there. If I have to, I'll take a close-up picture. But you can overlap the zippers and put a lock through that. So if you want to put like a laptop back there and keep that area locked, you can do that. You'll notice this texturing on the part that goes up against your back, as well as this nice channel here. This is really nice for when it's warm. It'll help kind of keep some airflow going, as well as being nice and cushioned. It has really good padding. It's really comfortable to have on for extended periods of time. And then because of these channels, it does help encourage some airflow, which is really nice. Now I tend to sweat a lot anyway, so I'll still get a little bit sweaty in the back, but it's definitely better than it could be. And then also you do have waist straps that are stowable. So if you needed to, you do have the waist straps. I don't find myself using them because I don't have enough weight in here to justify it, but if I was doing an extended hike with these, then I would definitely use that. But, you know, I have them stowed away. I like having a waist strap that you can't actually stow. Some of the other things you have here are these nice padded shoulder straps. The nice thing about these is they're padded enough while still being low profile. Their whole design with these is to make sure that if you had to shoulder a rifle while wearing this pack, it's not going to obstruct your the way the stock goes in your shoulder too bad. So these are really nice. Granted, I haven't done a lot of shooting with this backpack on. In fact, I haven't done any shooting with it on, but I would imagine it'd feel better than some of the other packs that I've used. You do have a chest strap, which you can move up and down if you need to, so you're not stuck with it in only one place. So that's a good thing. And then you'll notice pretty much all of these straps on the pack have these little keepers here, so you don't have all that excess just hanging down. You can move it up to whatever you need to, take out all that excess, and then lock it in place, and now you don't have a bunch of stuff hanging down, which is really nice. Just helps keep things a little bit more organized and keeps everything in place nicely. So I think the last thing I'm going to do with this pack is show you these little side containers. Don't know how well you'll see that, but there are these little pockets here on the side. Now, a lot of backpacks that have similar systems, it's pretty easy to get like a can like this in there. So this fits in there no problem. It'll hold it nice and secure. However, me personally, I typically will have a water bottle like this, like a Nalgene style water bottle, and it's really hard to find a backpack that'll let you stow these. However, this one, it's a tight fit, but the way they have this set up, it has these elastic straps back here, so it'll let you accommodate that. Now, if you're going to go hiking with something like this, I would encourage you to have like a carabiner or something hooked on to this, because it may try to force its way out going over bumps or anything like that, or bending over, but it will hold it in place well enough. Like when I was at TriggerCon, I had this in that pocket and it never came out at any point, and so that's a really good thing. So really that's pretty much it when it comes to these packs. It's a very, very versatile day pack. Like I said, when I use it for school, I'll just have a couple extra notebooks in there. With the course of study that I'm doing, behind a computer all the time anyway, so I usually just use like a Google Doc to keep my notes, so I very rarely need to move anything around. Also, I'm notorious for refusing to buy textbooks and just trying to wing it as best I can, which thankfully the school that I go to, they try to make sure you either have online textbooks or you know, not using a traditional textbook at all. So that's always a good thing to help save money. But I mean, really, for whatever application I've used this for, it's come in handy. Like I said, even at TriggerCon, I was able to conceal a pistol, even with people doing bag checks. Now, obviously, I was very selective. Basically, I did the check for them and told them what was in it. So you can have to maybe be a little crafty there. But I was able to make it work for whatever that's worth. Also, this is typically what I'm going to use if I'm going long distances from home or anything like that. I'll have all this stuff in there because basically this is a, you know, it's a quick day pack. I don't expect this to be like a bug out bag or like a multi-day outdoor pack, but this will definitely help me get home. When we just had recently the eclipse here in Oregon, we were expecting like 1 million people, and I had to go out of town for it. And I wanted to be prepared for whatever happened. Thankfully, nothing did happen other than getting stuck in a little bit of traffic. But, you know, had something happen, this was the pack I had with me, in addition to also having the Marius pack, which had more multi-day supplies in it. But you'll probably see more of that when I do the video on the Marius pack. One of the things that I thought about doing for this video was kind of like a torture test, where I was going to spray it down with water for a while to see if the contents would get soaked. I will say, obviously it does rain here in Oregon. I've worn this thing out in light rain for maybe 10-15 minutes at a time, and I haven't seen any seepage. But if you would like to see a video that's more of a torture test, maybe testing the durability and maybe the water resistance, let me know and I can maybe work on putting together a dedicated video for that. But for this video, I really just wanted to focus on reviewing the features of this and kind of give you my overall thoughts about this pack. Now, full disclosure, I did pay full price for this pack, and then also this is the second Legion pack that I bought. I bought the Legion Elite, or I can't remember what the nomenclature is, but the one that has the helmet case on the front. If you can afford that, then go for it, or if you have a helmet to carry around, definitely get that one. But basically through a series of unfortunate events, okay, I'll just tell you. What happened was I meet with a group of guys from time to time, and we were having a white elephant gift exchange, and it sounded like no one was actually going to bring anything to it, so I decided, okay, well, I'll just get myself a gift. So I got myself that Legion pack with the helmet holder, and then everyone else apparently brought a gift also, so we were actually doing the gift exchange. I came up with a really clever way to get the pack back so I could still take home the gift that I brought, and due to some shady partnerships, that did not end up happening, so I didn't get to keep the pack. And it was terrible because I'd had it for a couple days, I'd played around with it a little bit, and I got hooked on it, and then I had to give it up. So I'd been jonesing for one again, so I finally bought myself another pack, and I'm definitely glad that I got another one. So really, again, that's pretty much it. It's a pack that I really like. If you're looking for a pack and you can afford the price range, this comes in just under $100. I would definitely encourage you to get this one. They do run sales pretty frequently, and if you guys are on Instagram at all, definitely follow Can I Pro Gear, because every Friday they'll do a Feeding Frenzy Friday where Kent from Can I Pro Gear will feed his Snakeity Snake, and he'll talk about the new products that are coming out, and as well he'll usually have a coupon code or something in there to help give you a discount or to get some free little bonus gifts when you order something. I'll have the link to their Instagram down below, as well as links to their website, obviously. Now, this was obviously a little bit more of a more casual video, me sitting down in my backyard with the way the weather is right now. It seemed appropriate. If you guys like this format of videos, definitely let me know, and I can try to do more kind of casual videos like this in the future. If you like the backpack videos, definitely let me know. I have a couple more backpacks that I've had for years, and I can definitely do reviews on. Like I said, I will be doing the video on the Marius pack in the very, very near future. And if you want, I can go in depth more into the little multi-tool pouch and that EDC pack on the other side to let you know what I think about those, and maybe do dedicated videos for those. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and throw those in the comment section down below. I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. But anyway, with all that said, I hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.